Hello guys, this is Pokéland Legend Tips with another awesome tutorial. But before we move into the real deal, please subscribe to the page or to the channel. If you have any questions, just ask us in the comments or join us in Facebook. Drop a like to the video if you like the video. If you don't like it or you have any suggestions or critiques, just drop them in the comments and we will gladly try to improve. So what we're going to be talking about today is actually a really important thing, is how to actually know which abilities to choose for your Pokemon. So each Pokemon here has a ability that you can actually choose, and there is a lot of abilities. You can see here that if we try to reset, there is a lot of abilities for each Pokemon, so you might actually be a little bit confused on which Pokemon to actually pair with each ability. So what we're gonna be doing right now is explaining to you how you can choose these abilities depending on the Pokemon as well. So tighten your seatbelts, guys. This is gonna be a long tutorial because it really depends on the Pokemon. So we're gonna just do it in a general way, where you can understand the concept. If you do, then the principle is pretty easy and you can just apply it to all of your Pokemons. And in doubt, you can always ask us in the page or in any, or just send us a message and we will gladly help you. So first, let's talk about damages. So by damages, I mean attackers, damage dealers like Arceus, Deoxys. So it really depends again on the personality. So what we usually try to do is we try to balance the personality of the Pokemon with its abilities. So for example, let's say I'm gonna use a Deoxys in attack form. So in attack form, basically I will have a lot of damage, okay, but I won't have a lot of speed. So what I would try to do is to actually increase its speed. So it's either I have a modest personality, don't mind my personality here, this is from Capsule. So either I get a modest Arceus, so a modest Deoxys. So if I get a modest Deoxys, then I will definitely put a personality as speed boost 3 to increase his speed. But if I want him to be a huge damager, I would actually prefer to have a timid Deoxys with a lot of that will have 10% speed more than 10 more percent in speed, and put Dragon Whisper here. So you can just see that there is a Dragon Whisper here. It will increase the attack by 8%. So usually damages have two main abilities, so either Dragon Whisper or speed boost. So this is the best one that you can actually get. There is other abilities that you can see here, which is immune to power debuff, can have pain treatment, which give members all more member get special attack 6%, but those are not good. And why is, for example, all members get special attack plus 6%. Just imagine if you have a P attack monster in your team, that would be a waste. You can see pain treatment, heal 10% after being hit. There's only a chance of that happening, so it's not that great. Immune to power debuff might be good in some cases, but really not a good thing for damages. So again, you have the choice, either Dragon Whisper here or speed boost, and this applies to most of the Pokemons that are damagers. So you want actually Dragon Whisper on a damager if you have him on timid, which is gonna give him more speed. But if you have him on modest, you would actually want him with speed boost. There is some special cases, like for example Arceus. If you have enough speed in your accessories, then you want to give him as much attack as possible, especially because of his whisper perish song that will increase his attack by each turn. So this goes well with a modest personality that will give special attack 10%, and with Dragon Whisper, which is the ability. So this is a way of choosing the abilities for damages. Okay, so let's now move to something else, like support Pokemons. So this is a golden rule, guys. For support Pokemons, you always want speed boost 3 in your first ability. So that goes for example Lele, which is the support for Psy Pokemons. She increased speed, speed boost 3 increased speed by 12% in each round, lasting for 3 rounds. Celebi needs to be as well speed boost. Coco speed boost. Finny speed boost. Let's see, what do we have more? Any other supports that we can see? Let's see, support. Accelogo is kind of a support, speed boost as well. So yeah, each Pokemon that provides supports, you want as much speed on them as possible. So this, of course, is a general rule and a golden rule, but there is some special cases, again, where you don't want speed boost on a support Pokemon, let's say supports. Kyogre is kind of a support as well for BNV, so we actually don't want to have him as... but you can see that Kyogre doesn't have speed boost. So for example, he's a support but doesn't have speed boost. So this is a pretty much a common case that happens to some Pokemons that are special tanks and supports. What you want to do right now is to actually, again, read all the stuff that you need and to see what is the job of your Pokemon. So Kyogre is usually used to buff water types and ice types, especially BNV lately in the current updates. And to do that, he needs a lot of speed, of course, but we don't have speed boost. So what else can we use? We can only use this ability, which is a SS, that will attract enemies and will not let them basically attack BNV unless they use group attacks. So this is another good ability for him. So he's not a damager, but he's more of a tank support. So you want Spotlight Tree. That goes again for all the tanky support that don't have speed boost, which is basically Kyogre. You have Groudon as well. He's the same. He needs Spotlight Tree. So this is, again, you need to know what the job of your Pokemon is to be able to choose the ability. So there is a lot of factors. We can't actually make a spreadsheet for all this because it really changes in each team and in each composition of your teams. It changed for the job that your Pokemon is doing. So for example, if by any chance you were using Groudon alone with some, I don't know, random Pokemons, and you wanted him to actually be really strong instead and provide, like, I don't know, provide not support but provide damage, which he can do as well, you might want to go for Line Strike Tree. So if he's Line Strike Tree, you can actually use that if you don't have any attacker. For example, if you're using him with Celebi and with some other Pokemon like Onix, then you want your Groudon to be as strong as possible, and you might want to use Line Strike Tree for the time being until you get some other Pokemons like Ho-Oh or Arceus, where you're gonna switch, of course, to Spotlight Tree. So this is one of the cases where you have to take in consideration your team, you have to take in consideration the job for your Pokemon. So there is a lot of stuff that goes into it. So we've talked about damages, we talked about support Pokemons. Now we're gonna talk about some really famous special cases where you have to use other stuff. So for example, here you go, Meloetta. She's really famous. So one of the abilities that she has, she doesn't actually have speed boost. That would have been too good if she does. So she has like curse, she has some other stuff, but one of the best abilities for her is to improve her accuracy, and that's using Accuracy Tree. Why? Because if you just read her skills, you will see that her skill power, which is here, has a bad accuracy. So it doesn't have a good accuracy. So you might want to increase that. So her accuracy is not that good. So you might want to increase her accuracy so she will stun the enemy as much as possible. That's why we actually choose the skill hit rate to increase by 13% for Accuracy Tree. So all this is again for the Pokemon, for the first abilities, and of course we're gonna do another video for second abilities because that's gonna take us a long time to be able to finish. That also requires more work and more explanations. So I hope this has covered as much topics as possible. So again, we're just gonna recapitulate. If your Pokemon is a damager, you either use Speed Boost if he lacks speed, or Dragon Whisper if it's special attack, or Line Strike if it's P attack. If your Pokemon is support, please use Speed Boost. That's gonna help him a lot. If he is a kind of special support like tanky support, you might want to use Spotlight Tree in order to make him a lot more tanky, or depending on your team again, you might want to use another one. So hope to see you guys soon with another awesome video, and cheers.